Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Steven, and thank you so much for tuning in. I really like the latest album from Deep Purple, so I decided to go through my collection. I said, do I do a retrospective of all my favorite albums? Do I pick just the latter day albums, do something a little different? And then I saw this video from this guy called Rock Daydream Nation, where they spoke about an album I actually haven't listened to in a long time. And I'm going to have to thank them for this. They just remind me of this album. It's called Abandon. It came out in 1998 through BMG and CMC International. I remember CMC International was known at one point as the record label where classic rock bands go to die because they can make an album, but no one will know it's coming out. I think a lot of artists that are on there kind of sold like mediocre numbers, and but that's a whole other story. As for Abandon, can't find it like you said on Amazon. I think you can get it used. I don't think it's on Spotify either, so it's a hard to find album. And it is a shame because Deep Purple are a gigantic group and there is a resurgence in their popularity, especially with the last couple albums. They're getting rave reviews, they're doing tours. These guys are back on board, these guys are firing on all cylinders. And I think it's a shame that we don't have all the discography made available to us. And that's the bad part of streaming and stuff. Sometimes maybe there's some sort of legal ramification with this album. There's some sort of the rights are an issue or in question. But it is a shame that we can't find this album. And to be honest, I haven't listened to it in a while. I listened to it quickly this morning on the way to work. I'm gonna have to say, like I said, it rocks hard. If you like Splat and you think Deep Purple can't rock hard in their latter day career, this is a good album in the sense that it rocks hard. Steve Morse and the late great John Lord are on fire on this album. These guys are firing on all cylinders and are incredible. Of course, Ian Gillan is fantastic. Roger Glover, Ian Pace, everybody's good on board. The playing is sensational. There is the tinge. You can see they're starting to think of the prog rock thing. There's a little tinge of that here, like very little, but you hear the roots starting to form of where they're going to take this later on, which I thought was quite interesting. And it adds a little bit of a dimension and character to the songs, which are fine, and it's great that way. But again, none of these songs, a lot of the songs just didn't resonate with me. Even the first time I bought this, is I dusted this thing off. I haven't played this in a while. But if I have to pick favorites, I'm going to say Any Fool Know That. Watching the Sky is a great rocker. 69 is a great rocker. And Fingers to the Bone is a nice song as well. And of course, there's their reinterpretation of Bloodsucker. I'm not going to say this is a classic Deep Purple album. I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination. I think Splat is a much stronger album, in my opinion. But if you're looking for something and you come to stumble upon this in a used record shop, if you still do that, or if you find anywhere you can listen to it, it deserves a listen, at least one. It's Deep Purple. You know you're going to get good playing regardless. So do yourself a favor, search this out. Like I said, nowhere near the heights of, let's say, Splat or Perpendicular, or their classic 70s heyday, but a solid rocker nonetheless. So that's my take on it. This is Steven from the Roundtable with my thoughts on Abandoned, I'm going to say, the lost album from Deep Purple. And I'll be seeing you guys in the future.